Dancing has been a part of every human culture since the dawn of mankind. It is not only a form of art, but also a way to celebrate and communicate with one another in this diverse world. Camille Johnson, owner of the Motor City Dance Factory here in Southfield, has studied and experienced the art of dance in many ways.
I started dancing 33 years ago at Northwest School of Dance, and then I went on to dance with Sherrill School of Dance growing up in Detroit Windsor Dance Academy. I danced in high school at Cass Tech, and I danced in college. After college, I decided I wanted to go into theater, so I worked in New York on Broadway in casting, and that was my goal from the time I was 15. I didn't want to teach, I didn't want to be a dancer necessarily, I just loved to dance. When I came back from New York, I came moving through Michigan. That was my goal, to go to California, and I took a job as a substitute teacher in order to make ends meet and save money. I started teaching at the High School for Performing Arts, where because I had a dance background, they allowed me to teach dance classes. And I fell in love with teaching in particular. I mean, anything. I loved working with kids, which I didn't think I would, because all of my family members, from my great-great-grandparents to my great-grandparents to my mother, my grandmother, were all teachers. And I said, I refuse to be a teacher like everyone else. So once I started teaching, I fell in love with teaching. And then in the school, I started teaching dance, which I hadn't danced in about 3 or 4 years. So putting the two together, I decided I wanted to do this studio. I was working as a dancer for Automotion, the Pistons dance team. And once I finished that stint with the dance team, I met Nicole, and that's how the studio, we gave birth to the studio.
I'm in charge of the dance companies, and I do have a couple of junior classes, which are beginner to intermediate classes for preteens and teenagers. But primarily my role is artistic director for the dance companies, which we have 4 dance companies, starting with the babies. That's called Concept. Everything is around the Motor City, is about the automotive industry. So that's what we named our dance companies after. So Concept, of course, referring to concept cars. They are the initial idea for the dance company. So they're the foundation, they're what we build from and train from and actually end up growing from, because those babies that we have now are gonna be our future stars. So we have Concept, their age is around 6 to 8 years old. And then we have Draft, which is the next company. They're preteens, about 8 years old to maybe about 12 or 13. Then the next company is Journeyman. That is our pre-professional company, and also Journeyman. They're preteens and teenagers, and the next company after that would be Union. So that would be our teenage company and also our pre-professional company as well.
I like to work with the students who are starting off. So I work with the creative movement students, which are 2.5 through 4. And it's a ballet and tap introduction class. But like I tell the parents, it's more than that. It's more teaching them etiquette, class behavior, class procedure, so that when they move up through the classes, they'll understand that and have that foundation. And I teach the kinder dance, which is the next class up, which is 4, 5, and 6-year-olds, which is also ballet and tap. And then the pre-ballet and tap, which is 6 to 10-year-olds. For me, this year, that's what I've been teaching. I primarily focus on the younger students. Nicole primarily focuses on the older. And we have a few other teachers who come in for their specialties, such as ballet and tap and hip-hop.
Hip-hop is something that is very interesting to explain because there's no technical aspect to it. It's changing every day. Being a hip-hop teacher is probably one of the most difficult occupations that it is as far as dance is concerned, because you have to stay current to trend and stay true to self, and it's typically the class that people start with because it's a little bit less intimidating than the bar or tap or something that people have been doing for years. So it's a little different. It's a little different. It's actually turned out to be a smorgasbord, if you want to say, of all the styles put together. It's a little bit of jazz, it's the rhythm of tap, it's the strength of ballet, it's everything put together in order to express yourself in a way that's current. And it's something that people really look forward to taking and seeing because it's the most relatable off the top to the untrained eye. So it's different and it's fun. You know, my class, if anybody knows it, is the class that's a zoo. We have a lot of fun. We're always making noise or playing games. It's a lot of laughter because it's just not as uptight. It's disciplined and it's a lot of structure to the class, but it's a place where you can kind of loosen up a little bit.
I love the teachers here.
Yeah.
They really
amazing.
they really care about you, and it's not like
family.
it's not like even if you just come in there for like one day and just take class, they still care, and it's not like, oh, they're gonna leave soon, so I don't have to pay attention to them. They still make sure you know everything and make sure you have a nice experience so you can come back.
Well, as a teacher, I'm looking at the obvious fact that all of these children are not going to come out dancing on Broadway or dancing with the Joffrey Ballet, but they all are going to come out being citizens of the world. So how do we teach them? Well, we're here to dance, so of course we're going to dance, but we're going to teach about giving back. We're going to teach about culture. We're going to teach etiquette. We're going to teach discipline, all of these things that you're going to need in life, not just dance, because you may only dance until you're in 8th grade. You may only dance until you're in 12th grade, but you need to have these other things that will make you a whole person.
I think it's a really fun pastime, and it just kind of gets you away from like everything else, like school and people that make you mad and stuff, and you can just move and
put your emotions into the dance.
In my circle of friends, I'm the dancer with like my other best friend who dances too. So I guess it's something like, yeah, I'm good at it. I can help other people, I guess that builds self-confidence in me, knowing that I'm good at something and people ask me for help. And it builds me up like, oh, they actually think I'm actually good, so they want my help. So I guess that builds self-confidence in me.
But I definitely have a different appreciation for being able to just sit there and watch and see them do something that they've tried so hard to get, or to see them in the car when we get ready to go, or 2 days before, and you're like, what are you thinking about? Nothing, and they're going over the number in their heads, or they're helping each other. That's the cutest thing, when you see them, no, Micah, it's this way, come on, turn, and then remember, it's 2, 3, 4, and to hear them, to know what they're doing. They know what they're supposed to do. They know the moves, they know the steps, they know the phrasing, the things that I don't know about that. I loved dancing growing up, but I didn't take it in a technical sense. So I do like to think they got some of their moves from me, but to really see them do it and to see it go from start, conception to finish, to the finished product, and that whole
While dance builds up self-esteem, personal growth, and hope, on December 1st, 2010, Camille had her hopes and dreams taken away from her in a matter of minutes.
I left out to go down the street to visit my father, and I got a phone call saying there are fire trucks pulling up in the lot. And I'm like, no, everything is fine, I just left. And I was on 13 Mile, and literally I turned around and I saw the flames. So I came back and I kept thinking, please don't let it be our building. Not that I wanted it to be anyone else's building. I was just like, no, I had been in the office cleaning all day. When I got there, sure enough, it was our building, and it was in one corner of the building. And the way the fire spread, the building was like a box. It was a square, and it spread around. And I kept saying, well, they're going to stop it before it gets to our suite. And it just really got out of control really fast. I mean, the entire building was gone in a matter of hours. Yeah, it was terrible.
The Motor City Dance Factory's new location is blossoming into an even better school. With 3 large studios, Camille was able to expand not only her happiness, but her clientele as well.
I went to New Orleans the week before the fire and got so much information about the city. And before that, I didn't know that the city had burned down twice. And there's been so much that had happened in New Orleans prior to Hurricane Katrina. There was Hurricane Bessie that wiped out a lot of New Orleans as well. Yellow fever epidemic, the fires. So, they withstood a lot. And after, it was like in hindsight, after when we were going through what we were going through, it's like this all really connects, to no end. But we learn from them. If they can rebuild after something as horrific as Katrina, surely we can bounce back after this fire. So it kind of helped me put the script together, and as I was writing the script thinking about New Orleans, I was thinking about our own struggles as well.
Return, Rebuild, Revive has proven to be a recent theme of the Motor City Dance Factory. It not only represents a difficult time in American history, but also symbolizes how we cope with loss. In 2005, Hurricane Katrina was a natural disaster that hit the heart of New Orleans with no mercy. To this day, the cleanup continues, but the heart of New Orleans still beats with a stronger passion than ever before. Camille felt this passion during a visit to the city just a few weeks before the fire. Return, Rebuild, Revive is now the name for the 10th annual dance recital.
These kids, they need a place where they can learn, you know, no matter what their financial situation is, or they don't have to go way out to Rochester or anywhere. They can do it at home. And at the time I was in Detroit, and I look for great teachers who know their craft. I have dancers who know what they're doing, gymnasts who know what they're doing. And that's why I don't do everything here. I make it a point not to. I do what I know, I stay in my lane, and I have people who do what they know, and I let them do it. And it's just a mixture that's worked over the years. That's what distinguishes us from other dance studios, is that it isn't so much, okay, let me have your money and go to your class. We know these families, we talk to these families. Most of them have my cell phone number, and they don't have a problem calling me any time of the day or night. And it is more like a family, and everybody is involved. We have every day of the week a different parent volunteer who works the front desk and who helps us out. Parents have helped put in floors. A parent put in the bars. Just everything that we need, parents have stepped up to the plate, especially after the fire. It was amazing to see. I mean, people came in with toilet paper, cleaning products, I mean, anything that we could possibly think of, reams of paper, because I think everybody feels a part of the Motor City family.
For more information and donations for Motor City Dance Factory, please go to www.motorcitydancefactory.com.